What's up? It's Tom. Thanks for being here. We're going to talk about another Tom Pohlad here, and just kind of looking at these first couple months or however long it's been, month and a half, whatever it's been, of Tom Pohlad kind of stepping in front and being the front man and what's been going on in Twins territory. And maybe not giving him some credit, but giving him a chance. I'll put it that way. Giving him a chance. I will say he's made a very poor first impression overall. He's come across as pretty rough around the edges, especially in compared to Joe Pohlad in terms of dealing with the media. But, before we get into this, and it makes it seem like I'm giving him any kind of credit, just want to make sure I'm not going too far here. This is still a Pohlad. There's been no payroll added or significant addition since he's taken over, and actions speak very much louder than words. So before we go into this talk, I wanted to make that clear. I'm not showering praise upon him. And at the bottom there, when things are going poorly for an extended period, change is good. And, that was something I felt with Rocco Baldelli being fired. The Derek Falvey thing was so shocking in the moment. But having some separation from that, maybe that's going to be a good thing. When things aren't going well, change is possibly good. And maybe Tom Pohlad being front and center will be good. Time will tell on that one. But things were not going well with Joe Pohlad and Rocco Baldelli and Derek Falvey. So we'll see how things go. I think he gets it. I'm not sure he's going to be the one to improve anything, but more than Jim Pohlad, more than Joe Pohlad, Tom Pohlad seems to get the situation here. A couple of quotes here I'm sharing. I think these are both from his introductory press scrum in mid-December. But he talked about not extending payroll after 2023 and how much damage that did, and how he said, plain and simple, we got it wrong. And then he also said, we've got a fan base that has lost trust in us as owners, and as a result, this organization and in the direction it's headed. That's a pretty heavy thing for him to admit. And again, I don't remember Jim Pohlad, Joe Pohlad saying anything close to those. Now, in those same interviews, he said a lot of things I didn't like, but, give him credit where credit's due on those. Also, this is kind of half and half. I'll give him credit because you always want to hear an owner say they want to compete. And having that be the aim of the organization, that's great. Obviously, it clashes with him not extending payroll at all. And I think that lack of investment with the expectation to compete is a large part, or the reason, why Derek Falvey is no longer with the Twins. But it's very interesting to see that the Twins were rumored to have pursued a trade for Freddie Peralta and were interested in signing Framber Valdez. Take that for what it's worth. As of now, probably the Twins taking that next several steps forward is going to depend on guys stepping up, guys staying healthy, guys bouncing back, and some prospects stepping up. Segue, speaking of which, very smooth there. Over at Limestone Pipeline, which is me and Jamie Cameron's Patreon project, we are rolling out our Twins prospect list the next 2 weeks. Big coverage, taking these in chunks of 5. And so the first article came out on Monday. Jamie's coming out with a podcast episode / audio post today, so check that out. That'll continue on this week and next week. $4 a month for that over on Patreon. Again, Limestone Pipeline. There'll be a link down in the description. We talked about some of the things he's saying. Let's talk about some things they're actually doing. As far as those rumors, close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. But here are some things they're actually doing that give me some hope that they've finally realized the trouble they're in with fans in particular. They have this triple play bundle that includes opening day. And by the way, this is not sponsored. I probably don't have to say this. I'm not getting a cut of any ticket sales that happen from these. I'm just genuinely encouraged to finally see them maybe showing that they understand what a rough place they're in with a fan base. Triple play bundle. Buy 2 games, get 1 free, including opening day. I think that's a nice promotion. Nothing to get too excited about. But I've also heard that season ticket holders packages have come down quite a bit. And kind of to that degree, Twins Pass is down from $324 for the season to $229. This is something I've had in the past. This gets you ballpark access, so standing room only essentially, but let's be honest, it's not too often Target Field's pretty full, and you can always find a seat essentially. That's for every single home game, including opening day. So $229 gets you into the ballpark every single game, including opening day. Again, that's down from $324 the previous year. And then for anybody who, I got this in my email, we don't know the pricing yet on Twins TV, which seems weird that they do this so late. February 27th is when that's going to be released. That seems crazy late, but anybody who renews their subscription for Twins TV is going to get 2 free tickets of up to a $106 value. We'll see if that price comes down. Hopefully the price for the actual package comes down as well, but I think that's a nice perk. So, they're showing that they understand. That is some, actions speak louder than words. There is some action there. And of course, we want to see more action on the baseball side of things. Of course. We'll pay more money to see a winning team. So it's not like, we just want free baseball tickets and that's it. We will pay more money to see a good baseball team, but I think they understand the hot water they're in. So again, we never saw this kind of self-awareness in the Joe Pohlad era. I don't think we did in the Jim Pohlad era either. And, whether that's to blame on ownership or if they sort of don't have a hand in that, I have a hard time believing that. I think the way it's put specifically is that Tom Pohlad is in the day-to-day operations. He's the go-to guy in day-to-day operations. I would consider that kind of stuff day-to-day operations. Whether you want to credit this to straight to ownership or not, they're involved somehow. Previous years, they've seemed like they've been in denial about the kind of backlash from cutting payroll and the backlash from the collapse the past few years. So it looks like it's finally sinking in that they're kind of screwed and that they really need to work hard to win fans back. Is that actually going to result in a better product on the field? They don't go hand in hand, we'll put it that way. But, at least that's something, again, change. When things have been going so poorly, change, I'm embracing the change. So this isn't like I'm saying I'm totally giving Tom Pohlad open arms and giving him a fair chance. He still has to win all of us over, but these are some encouraging signs. So again, thanks for checking this one out. Prospect list rolling out on Limestone Pipeline all this week and next week. Check it out. You can just sign up for 1 month and then cancel after that. So we would love it if you would come along for the ride beyond that, but you can just do 1 month and cancel. So thanks for checking this one out. Appreciate you. We'll talk again soon.